terror. And right now, right at this very moment, we have Democrats that are voting at the Democrat National Committee who are voting for Keith Ellison.
Yeah.
Keith Ellison, to any viewers who don't know, he is both connected to CARE, which is a reflection of Hamas, because the founder...
I consider them a hate group myself.
Oh, 100%. The founder, Nihad Awad, is a Hamas supporter, and Hamas basically wants to destroy Israel. And then let's talk about the Muslim American Society, which is connected to the Muslim Brotherhood, who, by the way, Egypt and the UK designate as a terrorist group, and our government is in the process of also designating the Muslim Brotherhood as a terrorist group. So, the fact of the matter is, if you are going to support LGBTQ rights, and if you're going to pretend you're a champion for us, and I'm talking about the Democrat Party, then you need to be a champion for us in all aspects, including extreme vetting for the people that are coming here, border security, stopping Sharia law, and protecting our rights. All of those issues need to come hand in hand, not just a bathroom issue.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it's so easy for society to get distracted. We see it all the time. You know, it seems like anytime they need a distraction or something, boy, they find it real quick, don't they?
Easily.
So, you guys are here at CPAC. Very, very well spoken. You know your stuff, and I appreciate that. I appreciate folks who are well read and up to date on things. How do you get any pushback to say, oh well, you couldn't possibly be a conservative?
Oh my gosh. Let's put it this way. Not necessarily that I couldn't be a conservative,
okay,
but the whole fact of the matter that I couldn't be a gay conservative. Here's what I hear the most. Okay, get this. So besides receiving continued death threats on Twitter from Democrats who supposedly love the LGBTQ community, I've been told that I should be thrown off a building by ISIS from a person who had a selfie of him with Hillary Clinton as his profile picture. I've been told that I am a racist, white, Islamophobic, self-hating gay person.
Forget Nazi.
And also a
and
Nazi.
Fascist.
And fascist. And the list goes...
Oh, Uncle Tom.
I'm so many things I never knew about. I have to write a bio for myself. Anyway.
Nancy, Mary.
The fact is, we were embraced, welcomed, and honestly, it's been a humbling experience to be accepted by conservatives, by evangelicals, by the Trump community, and we were hated, and it was mean-spirited and vile and despicable, the things we heard from Democrats.
So what do we do to get this out there? Because I've had this feeling all along, and you know, anybody with half a functioning brain can see for themselves that this is an inclusive party, despite everything you're told. It really, truly is. We may disagree on things, but at the end of the day, so here we are, we're having a conversation, everything's hunky-dory, everything's great.
Yeah.
And I've seen that play out all up and down this convention center.
Well, and
so
if
how
I
do we
may,
get that to the people?
One really important thing that I use, because I want to be, my goal is to be a bridge between the LGBTQ community and especially religious folks.
Okay.
The thing that I always say to people is, I respect your religious freedom. You don't have to endorse the fact that I like men. I don't want to force myself in the way that I am on you. I respect your religious freedom, but you, at the end of the day, respect my right to not be thrown off of a building.
It's kind of an easy choice, you would think.
And one of the other thing we're doing is, it started step one where we had an inaugural event. It was the Deplorable, but it wasn't the one in Washington, D.C. We had a nice one in Potomac without protesters because we were off the bus line and they couldn't find us. Sold out. We were full of LGBT, straight alliance. We had people from different countries, nationalities, all sorts of different people. Lots of media was there. And that was our first event.
Yep.
We have next week our March for Trump, which is, I'm doing the one in D.C., and Scott's promoting it. He's working with Virginia Beach. And we have March for Trumps all over the United States. Donald Trump kind of tweeted about it a little bit earlier today. He said 1 million people should get together and rally. Here we are.
That right there should tell you everything you need to know.
And then I have planned for July 1st, the permits, Deplorable July. And for that's going to be even bigger. We're planning on getting every single... Think of it as a CPAC out in the park, pretty much. That we want every event to get there. We're trying to get really good artists and singers and things to come out and sing. And if that does really well, then we're going to have Trumptoberfest in
Oktoberfest.
mid-October.
Nice.
Yes.
I can't, but I love it.
Love it.
I can't.
Trumptoberfest.
I dig it. So, and again, like, I just, it drives me crazy. And my listeners here, we're preaching to the choir. We've had these discussions on my show for years now. How do we translate that and get it across to other people?
We need to stand the heck up. We need to be loud. We need to be proud. Conservatives, for far too long, have been the silent majority. But let me teach you guys something.
Sure.
I live by a couple mottos. Motto number 1 is speak up or others are going to speak for you. What are we seeing by all these marches and protests? We're seeing people that are being very loud who lost the election. President Trump is the 45th president, guys,
Whether
okay?
they like it or not.
And it wasn't even close, 306 electoral votes, but they're being extremely loud. And that's why we're helping with this march. And I went on CNN. I was told not to. Everyone was like, Scott, don't go into Lion's Den. But honestly, even though I respect Fox, I don't want to go on Fox because I will be preaching to the choir. You have to go into the Lion's Den to affect change. One thing that I do is I will sit at Starbucks and I will wear a Trump shirt. I will park my Trump car directly in front of the drive-thru so every single person has to see it. Then I will sit with my Trump stickers on the back of my Trump laptop sitting in front of the drive-thru so every single person not only sees the car but sees my smiling face in front of them. The time to fight is now, and I don't mean to literally fight in the streets like Senator Tim Kaine, my horrible senator, said, and actually an LGBTQ American was punched and knocked unconscious because of simply having a Trump lighter. But I'm saying that you need to be emboldened. You need to post on social media. You need to talk to people. You need to wear Trump shirts and Trump buttons and Trump everything and Republican everything. Don't be afraid to voice your opinion and be who you are simply because of fear of violence and intimidation. I've had people scratch my car and literally throw things at me, but I tell you one thing, you can try to harm me, but you are never, ever taking away my right to vote. And I vote in every single election, baby.
You know, and I tell my listeners this each and every day. It's your voice, it's your platform. Get out there and use it. Take advantage of it. And that vote is so powerful. I love the fact that you own it, you're on top of it, and you're not afraid of it. That's fantastic.
Isn't it lovely that we have a president whose name is a noun, a verb, and an adjective? But, you know, what we're trying, we're out there, and like our website basically says, our tagline is we're trying to get as many gay, you know, LGBT, conservative voices, American voices. And then people do peg us as all right. And I'm like, we're not all right. We're right. So you're just right.
There are so many labels, so many attack pathways, and you're right. It's packaging a message, and of course, you know what's the one you hear right now in this conversation? Love, Trump, hate, right?
Oh,
that's their
don't
big
get me
thing.
started.
But it's been very successful.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of people latching onto it. What's your response to that?
I started a website called Trump Loves Winning, so we'll let that one.
Yes.
You know?
Well, here's my response to that. It's hypocrisy, 100%. Look at what they've been doing. They have been not protesting, violently rioting, destroying buildings. Milo, a gay, Jewish, and practicing Christian immigrant who dates black men. That's everything that Democrats love, right? Well, not apparently if you're conservative.
Right.
They set fires and basically stopped his free speech at UC Berkeley, which is a federal-funded state university, taking away rights from people.
Right.
The fact of the matter is, you can say love Trump's hate all day. And I went to a Scott Taylor rally, who's my congressman in Virginia Beach, and they were saying love Trump's hate. Meanwhile, all of these violent acts are happening, and also one person, his face was scratched by a protester at that rally, and we've got video of it, so he will be filing police charges. But anyway, the fact is, if you are going to say something, live by it. Otherwise, you are a complete hypocrite, and everything within the Democrat Party, in my opinion, is hypocrisy, 100%.
You know, and I see this stuff every day. And, you know, it's one thing for me to sit there and tell the listeners, hey, I don't believe this, you know, I don't think this is how this is playing out. It's fantastic to see you guys out here and talking to folks and
Thank
just
you.
And I don't want to say open because that, I'm not saying open as in gay, but it's just open as your beliefs.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, no matter where you're at in the spectrum, we need to open up and say, yeah, this is who I am, this is what I believe, but let's talk about it.
And you make the best friends. So Nathan and Miles, shout out to my boys in Virginia Beach, I met them at a Starbucks. I literally met them because I was wearing a Stop Hillary t-shirt.
Nice.
And this guy comes up to me and we hit it off and we just start talking. And I mean, we were just at my place last night playing board games. So the fact is, it's a great chance to put yourself out there, meet people, and have discussion. I even had one person who came up to me, and she was a realtor, and she was Democrat leaning, but she was also lesbian herself. And she talked to me about the issue of, some people are denied housing because they're gay. And it's a chance for me to open up my eyes because when I run for office one day, I do want to run. I want to fight for those issues that we have a commonality on, that all you have to do is sit down and talk to each other like an American human being.
And in general, folks have forgotten how to talk.
Yeah.
They really, it's my way or the highway, and I don't want to hear what you have to say. And
Racist, sexist, chauvinist.
Right, exactly. That's when the labels come up, the name calling, that whole deal. It's crazy. And, I guess the biggest thing that I'd like to get with you guys today is, what do I tell my listeners and my friends out there in the internet world who are legitimately afraid that this administration is going to take their rights away and is going to set them back? I mean, these are intelligent, smart, hardworking people, and because of the things they've been told, because of everything, they are legitimately afraid of us.
I don't think it's completely unwarranted. And the reason why I say that is because the Republican Party prior to now, let's be real, hasn't been a cheerleader for the LGBTQ community. But I'll tell you one thing, to any listeners who are afraid that our rights are going to be taken away as Americans, Mr. Trump, President Trump, has been a man of his word. Everything that he campaigned on, he's made it happen. And he said to us, the first candidate ever to reach out to the LGBTQ community during acceptance speech said, I will protect you from terror. And he also said in a 60 Minutes interview that he wasn't going to try to take away our marriage rights. And guess what? Neil Gorsuch is actually a very, very good pick. He's actually kind of liberally liberally social, as opposed to conservative. So we're gonna have a good candidate for the Supreme Court. We have a president who actually keeps his word. I mean,
unheard of, right?
It's unfathomable for me because when he was keeping all of his promises with his executive orders, I was like, wow, this is the best vote I've ever done because I finally have a guy who's not a politician who's doing everything he said he would. So please don't be fearful. We're going to have our rights, but we're also going to have our security, and we're going to have our jobs. And thankfully, we are never going to have Hillary Clinton as president of the United States. And that's pretty much one of the most happy reasons for me. So.
I can wholeheartedly and completely agree with that.
And
yeah, go ahead.
one other thing is what I've tried to tell the liberal LGBT, just like there's a two-party system, we're not trying to eliminate the LGBT like liberals.
Yeah, no.
We're trying to balance things. And when I try to tell them, and you see it so much, they're screaming and yelling and cussing and everything like that. It does not get things changed. And I try to tell people, look, we completely understand your fears. I'm addressing the fears about the transgender issue and stuff, but quit using the emotion. I told them, you can scream, you can yell in the streets all day long, but unless you calm down and come inside and sit down at the table,
right,
you'll never get anything done. And that's what we're trying to do. So I'm not completely going against what liberal LGBTs, I'm considering what they talk about. And we do have members that are, Democrats or libertarians or conservatives, and we listen to everybody, and that's what we're just trying to do. We're trying to just balance the LGBT community out. We're trying to get rid, just like the conservatives are trying to now, they're trying to eliminate the ultra-liberalism in the parties.
And furthermore, I want you to think about the implications of this. Milo was invited to CPAC, an annual conservative platform, and they reached out to a gay man. And not only that, but the implications are also every LGBTQ person in America should be thrilled that we now have more voices that are supporting the LGBTQ community, especially since we're Republican. We are doing, and I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back, but we're doing something that hasn't been done, and it's very brave to come out within a party that you're told that everybody hates you and doesn't want you, and then we come out and say we're gay, and then come to find out everybody does love us in fact. So, but someone had to do it. We had to be the first one to do this, besides log cabin Republicans. And people message me all the time and they say, thank you for being a voice. Yeah. You gave me the courage myself to come out
and that's a big deal.
And be open and say, I am a gay Republican, and that's okay.
I dig it. I absolutely dig it. And I want to thank you guys for being here at CPAC, getting the message out there, and for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it.
And right now, look at that. There is a rainbow outside of our window.
Rainbow.
Legitimately.
Rainbow.
It's a sign. That's a sign.
Oh man, that is a rainbow.
Thank you so much for having us.
Absolutely, guys. And we'll be in touch. And if you guys want to promote different events and stuff, get a hold of me. We'll make it happen.
Definitely. Thank you.
Look, guys, rainbow.
Awesome. And thank you for running to hunt us down.
She
did. She was like Matrix.
I was booking it. I was booking it.
Every time we see it,
guys.
we got to make sure
I'll reconnect here in just a
I saw him
moment.
over there, and I'm just like, hey.
And